Hello, this is Stephen the Dreamer. My new album is album 15. It's about a cowboy and his horse, and I thought I ought to wear something appropriate to do this video. So I looked through the dressing up box and found a few things. This didn't really seem very suitable because it would probably blow away as I was riding the horse. So I hunted around a bit further and came across this one. I have been mistaken for an undertaker at funerals, so perhaps that's not really suitable. The next one I came across was Wingwalker's hat, which again is a bit modern for something set in the mid-1800s. So I came across another one, and I think this might be more suitable. It's again a rather battered hat, but it is at least a cowboy hat. So this is the one I shall stick with while I do this video. It's 4 years since I released my first album, Bonk Collection, and it's 3 years since I released my Deep in Thought album, and I made a video then explaining my thoughts behind it, which you can find on YouTube if you haven't seen it already. That was my second album. Now I'm here to talk about album 15. It also has a theme, but this time it tries to get into the mind of a solitary cowboy travelling Central America in the mid-1800s on horseback, and the thoughts he has as he travels. He has a lot of freedom, but with freedom comes responsibility, and he has to look after himself and his horse and their safety as he travels. There are 20 tracks. Track 1, Riding Away from the Memories, is what happens as he leaves home, wondering if he will ever return, but the memories of his old life will still remain in his mind. Track 2, Lost in Another Sandstorm, pictures him battling the elements with a kerchief over his nose and mouth in a swirling sandstorm, trying to find shelter for himself and his horse until the storm had passed. Track 3 is called Dusty Lone Cowboy. I think that after a day in the saddle in a sandstorm, he must have been pretty dusty and tired, and probably ready for a drink as well. Track 4, I Know Nobody Here, pictures him riding into a new town, realising he's a stranger who knows nobody. Track 5, Riding Again, as he sets off for another day's travel, leaving the last town behind. Track 6, What Has My Life Achieved, is his thought as he reflects on the past and the people he's met, some of whom he's tried to help on his way, but realizing that after years of life he has nothing but the memories to show for it. Track 7, Strumming on the Boardwalk, pictures someone playing a banjo under a shady boardwalk with whom he exchanges a few words as he passes by through the town. Track 8, The Fastest Wins, describes his ability to survive in an unfamiliar environment where thinking on your feet and quick and appropriate reactions are necessary to get through the day. Track 9. Why did it happen like this, he asks himself, and the answer is that he has no ambitions or goals in life. He just lets things happen and drifted without taking control of the direction in his life and his future. There is a lesson for us all there. Track 10, Watching the Dying Embers, pictures him sitting at twilight by his campfire as he looks into the glowing embers and reflects on his life and wonders what the next day will bring. Track 11, Rocking Chair, Pipe and Whisky, is the old man he sees sitting in his rocking chair on the boardwalk with a glass of whisky in one hand and his pipe in the other, reflecting on what he's achieved in life and wonders whether that will be him one day when he is too old and too tired to continue the life he's leading now. Track 12, Quicker on the Draw, is self-explanatory really. It's what he has to be if he's to live another day. His life depends on his wits and ability to look after himself and his trusty companion. Track 13, Riding to the Next Town, as he wonders what he will find there and how he will be received by the local people. Track 14, Where on Earth Am I, means he's lost both physically and also emotionally. He lacks direction in his life, just drifting from place to place. He sees families as he passes by and realizes that he doesn't really belong anywhere. Track 15, I'm Weary of This Life, is one of those days when he realises that his life is tiring, and as he grows older, each day seems harder work. In his fight to survive on his wits, and he wonders how long he can go on travelling like this. Track 16, Old Man Getting Back, is his realisation as he grows older that his life will become more difficult and he wishes he could be young again. Track 17, Just Me and My Horse, describes his life of travel with his trusty companion. His horse, his gun, and the dusty clothes he stands in, and his memories are his only possessions, and his memories are the only things he can take with him when he passes on. Track 18, I'm Faster Than the Rest, is about his survival relying on his quick reaction time in a gunfight. Track 19, Faster Than That Train. There must have been times when his days seemed very uninteresting and lacking fun. Racing a train would have been exhilarating and certainly added fun to an otherwise dreary day. Track 20, the final track, Please Never Forget Me, refers to the people he meets on his travels. And although he encounters them briefly, he hopes he will be remembered. So one day he might return and they might recognise him and welcome him back. Thank you for watching. I hope that explains my thoughts behind the album. I wish you happy listening and thank you very much.